Hi, everybody. Let's let's make some videos today. I've got a new microphone, yay. I think my old one was okay, but I couldn't figure out why the battery kept going dead. But anyway, little microphones are cool. Technology is cool when it works. When it doesn't work, and I don't know why, then it takes me a while to figure out how to fix things. Hi, my name is Laura Bellambini. I'm in my studio, Red Paint Studio, Red, and I am just north of Albuquerque and about 45 minutes south of Santa Fe. It's getting hot. It's the beginning of June and it's about 90 degrees already. We had a little bit of rain, which my garden, I say that loosely, garden, because it's mostly sand, except for places that I've built up to plant stuff. We've already had lettuce come and gone. I've got new spinach planted. We've already had a red tomato. That's first for June for me. And we've already had lots of fresh dill and kale and chives, parsley, and cilantro. So now we've got coming on next are peppers, two or three different kinds, tomatoes, new lettuce, new spinach, and I think I will finally get some zucchini if I really pay attention, because here in the desert, and I will paint here in the desert, um, it's so dry that aphids, if you have them, are just they go crazy for anything that has water in them, and they will eat young plants leaves down to the stems if you don't catch them on time. So I've been, every morning I go out and you know look and see if there's any aphids. Usually they're on the underside of the leaves, so you gotta really turn things over and look for them. And if you have them, then you spray them with a combination. I use a little bit of neem oil. I think it's NEEM. It's a natural. Is it bugs? I can't remember if it's bugs ground up or root crop, but it's neem oil. I think it's bugs, and laundry or dish detergent, um, which just helps the oil kind of coat things. So I've been doing that, and I've already found a bunch. I don't know why they like peppers, but they do. I know they like zucchini, so I'm keeping an eye on those. But I'm also determined to do more videos for YouTube, so that if you subscribe to YouTube, then when I put them on there, which I'm going to do them pretty regularly. Cross my heart. Where's my heart? Cross my heart. Regular videos on YouTube, um, because well, one thing, because I just finished doing a 8-week workshop, storytelling using mixed media, which gave me the opportunity to go through a lot of my little toolbox of tools that I use and have used over, like 30 years, 40, could be 40. It's not 50, it could be 40, but over the years, in order to make artwork, whether it's clothing, jewelry, painting, clay, yeah, printmaking, yeah, I've done all that stuff. So the mixed media storytelling workshop class was fun for me because I got to try out some other old tools and I've learned some new tools. And there's something something about being in a group of working artists. Doesn't matter if they're beginners or they've been at it for a while. It's like grad school. It's like there's something about being in a big studio with other people working where you can't help but absorb some of the other stuff going on. I mean, it might just be colors. I was in Asheville, North Carolina. We had a beautiful upstairs studio that did get flooded in the last big overflow of the riverbank there in Asheville. Upstairs studio gallery, and it was big open space, but we had a weaver, a jeweler, a knitwear person, a lamp maker. Who else? Oh, and a what was she making? A printmaker, me, and me. I was making hats. I was doing painting. But anyway, we were in a big open space, and I like it. I liked having all those people around me working and learning their tools and their techniques to see if there wasn't something I could glean from whatever they were doing to what I wanted to do. And I noticed, two of us noticed one day, we walked in and went, "Did you notice?" I said to my friend that we're all, like when we are working in color, that we're coordinated around the studio, and it's a big area and we're all sectioned off, but I could see from around the room that we began where if we were doing orange and browns and greens, it was like orange and brown and green lamps, orange and brown and green weaving, orange and brown printmaking. It was like there's something that happens in a group like that. And it's a good thing. It's you learn from each other, you share tools and techniques, and YouTube could be that way. It's just I don't think I think a lot of people think of it as more solitary learning, but there's Zoom. That's fun. But anyway, I'm going to be doing more YouTube videos with tools that I know, projects that I'm working on. Watch me work, watch me fail, watch me try new things and go, nope, I don't like that. Like today, for instance, today I noticed like I was doing this little abstract as a sample to talk about abstraction, and because it's easier for me to paint in an abstract way while I'm talking. If I'm doing narrative work, I'm doing a picture or a character of a horse or something, it's like I need a little more concentration. Maybe that's just me. But abstract, no, I actually like being distracted by the video part in order to be less conscious of what I'm doing, which could be good or bad. But I noticed today that, for instance, I just got this, I took a piece of old watercolor paper. The backside is like, was a previous painting. But it was such a nice piece of watercolor paper. I thought, well, let me just play with this one for my video so I can start doing something. So I started doing the circles in abstraction. And then I realized I had this size mat. I tend to, I like to, even if I'm doing a sample for a demo or something, I don't get rid of those samples. Those samples usually get matted and sometimes sold, because there's something different about me being totally unaware of what I'm doing versus me being aware, being quiet, and being alone in the studio. That's a whole different thing. This abstraction is a little looser. But I have these mats, and I realized that I'm going to lose either the top or the bottom of the piece when I mat it. I don't have, I mean, longer mats, this is kind of a regular size, this square, this rectangular size. You can get a mat cut specifically if you want to go to your framers and say, I need a mat to fit all around. He'll do that, but it's, I forget what it costs, but it's not worth it to me to do that for this sample piece. So I have a bunch of these mats, and I'm going to make this piece fit into the mat. So I've already realized that I've done work up here or down here that I probably won't see, but that's okay. I'm used to the idea that whatever I do, mistakes I make, blunders, wasted paint, wasted materials, it's like it's not really wasted because it all becomes a part of this process. It wouldn't be the same. This would not be the same without this. Um, Even though you might not see this part, it still wouldn't be the same because there's some process I had to go through. Either, oh, I want to fit four and I want to fit four. Now I don't care. Now I don't mind 3 and 3. There's some process that I went through before that made the rest of it suit me, suit my needs, suit my, I don't really have a criteria, but it's more me. So I'll spend less time now with the top probably than I will down here because I know I won't see those. So this is all watercolor media. I don't use watercolors per se, but I do have watercolors in tubes, which I like. And I have watercolor pencils, which I haven't used in a long, long time. I don't know. I think they still make these watercolor pencils. You dip them in water and let the pencil. Let me put my brush in here. You dip them in water, the pencil, and let them get a little bit soggy. And you can then draw with them over. Yeah, it needs a little more water, I think. You can draw with the watercolor pencils, and you can also take your paint brush with just some water and just activate the pencil marks a little bit. So a little added blue there, which I kind of like. So I'm going to do some more of that. I just finished hanging artwork at 2 restaurants, one in Albuquerque and one in Bernalillo, New Mexico. And it's nice because I've done that for a few years now, and so the manager, the curator, just kind of let me. She picked out the artwork. She came and looked at, what I had and picked out some pieces she liked, and basically said, bring some tools. I'll let you figure out where you want to put them. Here's your wall. So I spent yesterday putting quite a few pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say 8 pieces, small and a couple larger pieces at the Range Cafe on Rio Grande in Old Town in Albuquerque. I kind of like that orange color a little bit. Sorted them out, rearranged them, got the okay from the manager or the curator. Like, here's what I've decided. This goes here, this will go here. Those look great. Go ahead. And so I put them all up, and she made tags for me. They're all set. And it was interesting because you're listening. I happened to be there at like between 3 and 4 in the afternoon. There's a couple of people having late lunches, and it's like they're watching you work. And that reminds me, when people watch you and you're visibly preoccupied with doing what you're doing, like hanging up artwork and figuring out where it goes, measuring and hammering and stuff, that they are more apt to approach you and ask you questions because you're not trying to sell them anything. You're just really trying to put up the artwork. So while they were having lunch, there were two tables that were like, "Oh, we like that one better. Or that one looks really good with this one. Well, you should move that one." And they were getting kind of involved in the hanging, which is fine, which is cool. I like that. And then, on to where they came from. They were traveling, where they grew up. I mean, what their dads did when they were little, worked on the railroad, because we have a railroad that goes through Albuquerque. Those kind of conversations remind me of how much sometimes I miss being on the road and doing art fairs, because you would just, nonstop, 3 days nonstop of meeting people and conversations, and where would they lead, and did you know so and so, and those people, and if you made a good contact with somebody and kept in touch with them, those people followed you from show to show, and now they're following you from show to show to online sources, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, and now YouTube. So I was thinking about all this stuff, how, we went in my early days, from having to drive and set up at events, like, oh my gosh, a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I've driven from Marin County in California to Denver, Colorado, to Austin, Texas, to New Orleans, to Birmingham, Alabama, to Miami, to St. Petersburg, Florida, to Philadelphia many times, New York City a lot, Pittsburgh, where I grew up, all over the country. And those people that you met followed you for, still do and still do. Nowadays, they're online, and it's not the same because they don't get to talk to you. They don't get to be in your presence, and you don't get to tell them the story behind your artwork as much. It's harder. That's why we have YouTube. That's why we have Instagram too, and Facebook, but it just got too crowded. And I feel like YouTube might be my next home base as far as connecting with you guys. So the first thing I want to do is just more demos and instruction, and just watch me work, ask questions. I love when people put in a comment, or I don't know how you do that on YouTube yet. How do you do that on YouTube? They might like leave a comment and say, well, I watched you on YouTube and I was like curious, what's this in this bottle? Or somebody asked me that the other day, what's in that white bottle? So I answered them. That's how we'll meet and connect with people. And I'll probably do I'll do a mix of abstracts. I'll do some narrative work. I'll do a mix of mixed media, like collage, block, print, mixed with water-based colors and whatever. There's just, I don't have a tried and true recipe for what my favorite pieces or materials are. It depends on if it's for a show, and maybe you have to meet some criteria. Like right now, I have a show that I have to do. Oh, it was a size that I needed. It was like it could only be a certain size. So then I have to go around and see, what do I have that fits that? Or what can I make before the deadline that will fit? Cool. It's kind of cool. Don't forget, we're probably not going to see these ones up here. The deadline is not for another month, so I have time to make a couple pieces, but I'm at the point where I really like to sell what I have and get rid of, show what I have, and then that gives my head room. I kind of want a black one. My headroom to work on newer pieces. So, what else am I doing? It's hot in the desert. It's beginning of June. It's already 90 degrees. The lizards are everywhere, which makes the road runners very happy because they eat them. Who else eats them? The hawks. There we have hawks in the desert, and they sit on the fence post and unfortunately, watch the quail. And I'll just find like a little pile of feathers from the quail, or they've grabbed them. But the lizards are out. One of these days, I'd like to do a video of just all the lizards. I think they come and hang out when I'm having my tea outside in the morning, and they're just like sitting at my feet now. Like, do you want food? What do you want exactly? And they're like, I feel like they are looking at you. I wonder what they see. Oh, I liked how that was in the wet part. That's kind of cool. I like that down there, but it's not perfect. Lizards, yeah, so it'll be warm now until September, pretty much. That's all. I don't know, I think that's enough. So I'm going to play some more with this little guy. Again, these are just samples so that I can talk to you, but in the future I'll be on YouTube. Please subscribe on my YouTube channel. I meant to write, oh, here it is. It's Red Paint Studio 6982. If you go to YouTube, just search for Red Paint Studio and you'll find it there. But the good thing about subscribing is that when I place a new video on my channel, you get a little, hello, Laura just put on a new video if you might want to watch it while you're making dinner. So that's all. And just the fact that, did I say that at the beginning? That doing artwork is a good place to let go of some of your anxieties about where things are at right now. And governmentally, and get a little break from the news, because yeah, we're going to need that. Things are going to happen really fast. We'll see if it's in the good part or in the bad part. I'm not quite sure, but do what you can, make some art, take care of your neighbors. There's friends that are worried, take them out to lunch. Take care of your family. Make some artwork. Let's do this. Let's do some more. Thanks.